This is my version of the Fool card, which I actually find is the most complex card of the whole set. I think because it actually encompasses everything about the journey, whereas for me, all the others just symbolise aspects of the journey. This is ruled by Uranus. Typically, he's depicted, or she is depicted, as stepping off of a cliff or about to, carrying a pole with like a money bag or a handbag or something on the back, and holding a rose. So my card does look a little bit like a figure, but it's actually a figure 8 with legs. So there's this idea of eternity and looping, which is, again, this whole idea of the whole journey being present right at the beginning. So we've got everything within us already, we just have to discover it, usually by making a fool of ourselves. Or more importantly, being so naive that you enter into things that you didn't realise were going to make you discover parts of yourself. So right in the centre, what would be his abdomen, I see this little blue bird, perhaps holding some kind of disc, and it's wrapped around by a series of serpents, and then it loops around to the top, where there's kind of like a green rectangle, which reminds me a little bit of a small television. It's as if the brain is just a TV. Again, there's this looping of what looks like serpents. So at the bottom, what would be their legs are what look to me like two birds, like they've got their heads nuzzling against each other. Kind of remind me a little bit of kingfisher type birds. So there's this idea of royalty or regency present even at the beginning when he's still a fool. And there's other birds there also, so above those two where the legs are, sort of around the outside of the legs, there's another two birds there, and then another two birds to the left of that. Whenever I talk about birds, I never know what they are or what they actually symbolise, but they just look nice. And now this card doesn't obviously show anybody stepping off into the void, but the legs, which are made up of birds, in between which is a void, and it's like you're entering into the void. What's really interesting occurring to me as I'm talking is that in football or soccer in the UK, when you kick a football between somebody's legs, we call it to nutmeg somebody. I think there's this association with Nut and the goddess in that symbolism of the void. So what would I say if I pulled this card for myself or someone? I would say that we're all already fools, and you have to embrace that. Don't be afraid to make a fool of yourself, she says, who likes perfection, because you've already got everything inside that you need, like it was present at the beginning. It's just a way of finding access to it within yourself or believing that it's there. I feel like this card comes with a lot of laughter, making fun of yourself, making fun of other people, but in a nice way. And much like the other cards, speaks to me very much of nature. Thanks for listening, and please like and subscribe.